A sheep is boarding the plane. The ticket agent asks him, "Where are you going, Mr. Sheep?" The sheep replies, "I'm going to Baltimore."
Can you figure out who I am? Some people think of me as a detective. My tools include hammers and brushes. You can usually find me outside. I dig in the ground to find clues. I work with animals that no longer exist. Who am I? A paleontologist.
What has a head and a tail but no body?
I don't know. What?
A coin.
Oh.
Can you figure out who I am? I have to keep my body healthy and strong. I compete in races against other people in my field. I wear several different uniforms. I can often be found in the water and on land. I have to learn 3 different sports. Who am I? A triathlete.
One fisherman said to the other fisherman, "I want to catch something shiny and expensive." The other fisherman said, "How about a goldfish?"
Can you figure out who I am? I create worlds with castles and dungeons, faraway universes, battlefields, and more. But my background is in engineering, design, and art. I take characters and ideas and design how to tell their story. Most of my work is done on a computer. My work can be found on smartphones, tablets, computers, and consoles. Who am I? A video game designer.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Normally who? Normally I'd be in school, but I have a day off.
Can you figure out who I am? I study biology and have a passion for animals. I have fieldcraft skills which include camouflage and land and water navigation. My job requires a lot of patience and looking for the right moment. My main tool is my camera, and I have a variety of different lenses. I snap pictures of things in motion. Who am I? A wildlife photographer.
I'm cold. Just stand in a corner.
How will that warm me up?
A corner is always 90 degrees.
Can you figure out who I am? I have a good memory and can recall stories easily. I work with a lot of other people, some who share my career and some who don't. I usually wear different outfits and get to dress up all the time. A lot of people watch me work. I pretend to be someone I'm not. Who am I? An actor.
Excuse me, ma'am, but I'm registered at this hotel. Would you tell me what room I'm in? Certainly. You're in the lobby.
Can you figure out who I am? I work with a small group of people to make something big. It It's my job to keep the rhythm. When I practice, it can get really loud. My main tool is a pair of sticks. I have a special kit that helps me create music. Who am I? A drummer in a band.
What starts with E, ends with E, but only has one letter in it.
I give up. What?
An envelope.
Oh.
Can you figure out who I am? In school, I studied physics, math, chemistry, and the environment. I work with large reflective panels that you can find on some buildings. My career is exciting and is a growing industry. I work to provide the world with clean, renewable energy. I spend my time researching energy and the sun to turn sunlight into electricity. Who am I? A solar power engineer.
What goes zub, zub?
Zub, zub? I don't know, what?
A bee flying backwards.
Can you figure out who I am? I get wet for my job all the time. Some of my favorite habitats are coral reefs and kelp forests. I studied animal life at school and learned all about the 71% of our planet that is covered in ocean water. My friends and I are working to preserve wildlife, whales, sharks, and other endangered water dwellers. I spend my time on boats, researching sea creatures and their environment. Who am I? A marine biologist.
How did the fish cross the pond?
Swimming?
Very efficiently.
Can you figure out who I am? My uniform is tight and often shiny. You can learn my skill starting at a very young age, sometimes as young as toddlers. My job requires that I be very flexible and also very strong. My sport takes place at the Summer Olympics. There are all kinds of different types of what I do, including floor exercises, steady rings, vault, and balance beam. Who am I? A gymnast.
What is a polar bear's favorite ride at the amusement park? I don't know. What? A polar coaster. Oh, that one's good.
Can you figure out who I am? My career takes me to many different cities and sometimes other countries. I have to learn navigation and know all about longitude and latitude. I use radio communication every day. I know about weather, and sometimes I can't do my job if the weather is bad. I can usually be found above the clouds. Who am I? A pilot.
Why is the sun so famous in Hollywood?
I don't know, because it's bright.
No, because it's a star.
Oh, that's a good one.
Can you figure out who I am? I can usually be found drawing and designing big things. I use a lot of tools, including tracing paper, measuring devices like a bow compass, and pens to draw. It's important for me to know about building codes and zoning laws for safety. I give people structure to build things. I get to be creative and make beautiful structures. You might be inside something I designed right now. Who am I? An architect.
Hey kids! Find more great videos on Highlights Kids, the channel just for you.